What's up, everybody? Stormbreak is here with the hyphen. I'm here with Sincere Chris. Sincere, say hello.
Yo.
All right, so today I'm just making my first YouTube video. I've been wanting to do videos like this for a while, just kind of discussing like my loadouts, my builds, and like why I use them. And then further in the future, I want to talk about kind of how to basically go about handling different situations and just knowing how to be you know a better player and to know how to improve as a player no matter what skill level you're at, how good or how bad. But today we're going to be talking about my main build. So what you're looking at is my warlock here, my beautiful chronicler title, excuse me. So yeah, what I've been maining for the longest time is Crimson, Felwinter's Getaway Artist, and Middle Tree Chaos Reach before it was cool, for the record. And let me switch that on. Um, I know recently Chaos Reach has become like a bit of a crutch, and Bungie will end up nerfing it probably. It's March, what is March 4th, so as of now, we're probably gonna see a nerf in the next few weeks, maybe. We don't know. Anyway, I've been using Crimson for a while now. The beauty of Crimson is that, as many people like to call it crutch, maybe it is, maybe it's not. The point is, it's a good weapon. You see here, I have 15,000 kills with it. Those are basically 90% crucible. I've been using this thing for a very long time, and the cool thing about this gun is that it heals you on kill. Like every kill, you're gonna get healed, and every time you get a precision kill, you're gonna get your mag fully reloaded. The cool thing about this, and I'm gonna be talking about a lot of competitive moments, trials, and survival comp. So what's cool about that in a 3v3 situation, when you get a kill, you usually end up being low. For the most part, you're in a really tight gunfight, and usually when you win one, you're pretty much one shot. But the cool thing about this gun is that you get that precision kill, you're also gonna get healed, so it puts me back into the fight instantly. You know what I mean? And another thing I like to add on to this build, obviously, as I recently stated, is Getaway Artist. And the cool thing about Getaway Artist is that when you consume your arc grenade by holding L1, it turns into this little arc soul. Me and my friends, we like to call it Arc Buddy. Shout out Fifi. We like to call it Arc Buddy. So Arc Buddy basically turns into this little ball next to you, and it shoots little balls of lightning, little like bullets of lightning, if you will. So this thing basically helps you secure kills. Say if you miss a burst or you don't hit a full burst or something. Another cool thing about this, it lets you know where enemies are at without you being aware of where they're at. We may have a radar, but sometimes in the moment we don't really pay attention. So this thing shoots at something. I'm like, oh, there's someone there. It's showing me that there's someone there. So this thing is a lifesaver for a lot of reasons. It gets you kills. It lets you know where enemies are at. It's just a cool exotic overall, and it's honestly been slept on for such a long time. I've seen people like Kami Cakes. He's used Getaway Artist back in a few times before in some YouTube videos. Shout out to him for giving this thing some light because this thing is really slept on. I wish some people would appreciate it a little more because I know everybody loves to use transverse steps and stompies and all these moving exotics. Go ahead. It's not like you're doing anything wrong. It just it's fun to give things that you may not realize are strong but are actually really strong. A few of the exotics here that I plan on making some videos about as well. Some of the exotics have been slept on for the longest time. Like Geomax recently just made a comeback, if you will. People have realized how strong it is. You know what I mean? And for the right reasons. And like I said, this will probably get nerfed. Either Geomax is getting nerfed or the Super itself is getting nerfed. Who knows? But yeah, phone just lie itself here. There's not much to say about this. If you play Crucible, you know how infamous this gun is. This thing's been around since D1. I'm surprised they brought it back and they made it as strong, basically as strong as it was in D1. And yeah, I mean, phone you can't go wrong with it. Like I said, March 4th, here we are, 2021. This thing's probably get nerfed soon, as we've seen. On one of the recent TWABs they've said, or State of Play, I think they said that they're looking at it. So don't hold on to this for too long, guys. I recommend looking at like Retold. Retold's like cool. You know what I mean? It's just a precision frame. It's not aggressive. It's not going to be as consistent as your Foe Hunters. But listen, start getting used to something different now, because I guarantee you they're going to tone down Foe Hunters. It's not going to be the same gun. They might even sunset it. Like they did in D1. They sunset these guns back in D1. They didn't want the whole power creep thing to become a thing. So, get yourself a retool like this. Mine's pretty good. I'm missing range master work, unfortunately, but, listen, there's a whole video, I think, Ekugan, I forgot how to say his name, Ekugan, I think. He made a video on YouTube, Basically, me the whole guide on how to farm the Dreaming City. You know how to get weapons and armor. The chances of getting a retold, much less one with a good roll, are pretty low. But if it's guide, it's better than nothing. You know what I mean? So go out there. You know, start farming your retold. Do what you got to do. You know, I would say go farm yourself an Astral Horizon, but unfortunately, Bungie decided to take away Quick Draw from it from the current season, so you can't get Quick Draw anymore. You know, unfortunate because they recently also just decided to change sunsetting where it's no longer gets sunsetted. You know, some of these guns. So if you had a Astral with Quick Draw, you're gonna keep that. You know what I mean? It's not going anywhere. So it feels bad because some people who didn't get one are stuck without one forever until Bungie changes that. But yeah, so I mean, just talk about a little more specifics about my build here. I usually like to have a bit of a balance, So obviously, I'm going to be using my getaway artist quite often, and I decided to go some high discipline. I usually end up switching between a few things here. I usually end up switching between bomber and outreach. Bomber and outreach are both really good. What it is that is when you pop your rift, which is your recovery. Recovery gives you your class ability, which is your rift. Every time you pop your rift, you're gonna get some of that energy back. Outreach gives you melee. Bomber gives you grenade. I have things like shotgun scab, which is mandatory. You should have that. Traction, unflinching for your guns. The loader, the fastball. Listen, I know it's kind of weird that I have fastball on, but here's something else I want to add on to this build. You're not always gonna getaway artist. You're not always gonna use the arc buddy. There are situations that are called for an actual grenade. Sometimes you're gonna have to actually throw a grenade to be more efficient in a situation, because arc buddy may not be the right choice. So it's good to have fastball because fastball gives you. Let's read it. Fastball literally gives you increased grenade throw distance. It means your nade's gonna reach far distances and it's gonna be more accurate. You're not gonna have to do so much effort of aiming up and having to like curve your grenade. It's too much effort. It wastes time, and for the most part, I've seen many people who don't use fastball miss their grenades. You don't want to miss your nades, especially in a comp match or a trials match. It's not it. Don't do that. The targetings. For those who don't know, targeting doesn't just improve target acquisition. Some people forget that it actually increases your ADS speed, so you can aim in quicker. That's amazing, all right? For a shotgun, ADS in quicker than the enemy. That's the difference between life and death. In a trials match or a comp match. Those things add up. Those things will save you. Those little things. Recently in trials, we've seen a big increase, and this always has been the thing, but a big increase in supers. So get your intellect up, guys. There's like a common understanding that you kind of want to have your intellect between like 50 plus. Recently, I've gone up to 60. Also in the trials match, I highly recommend this strat, especially if you're going to run this build like I am, to put on, or not put on, but have this ready. So when it's getting to the later rounds and you're getting close to your supers, take off the good artist, put on a legendary gauntlet, and then put on the geomags. The geomags are going to start proccing around the end of the last bar of your super, not the very beginning of the last bar, but in between, like in the middle of that bar. That's when geomags is going to start proccing. What do I mean by proccing, for those that don't understand, is that's going to top off your super. So when you start sprinting, about halfway through that last bar, it's going to recharge your super very, very quickly. Also, Jumax increases your duration of Chaos Reach. You may be wondering, oh, I don't really want that, or that's not really that useful. Trust me, it's actually pretty useful. Especially right now in the meta against behemoths that last like an hour, and they're just flying around the map. Having your Chaos Reach last longer will probably save you. And it also increases your chance of getting more than one kill. Because getting more than one kill in a really competitive or sweaty match in trials is not the easiest thing to do, even with a super as potent and as strong as Chaos Reach. Now, Chaos Reach, of course, may not be the only thing you want to use. You could use Top Tree Storm Trance, that's completely fine, although I don't recommend it. In this meta, Top Tree Storm Trance has been kind of nerfed indirectly. It cannot get out of the slow animation as easy as, say, Top Tree Dawnblade. You can't get out. You're stuck. You get hit by the Revenant super, the Hunter one, the stasis. You're done. Your blink does not work for some reason. You cannot get out of it. It's weird. They need to do something about it because this thing's basically completely nerfed. The only good thing about running Storm Trance probably is the nade. But even the nade, Hunters, which everybody runs because Hunter is such a crutch, lol. You can just dodge and you get out of the whole chain animation. Hunters with their dodge, they can get out of a lot of things. So I recommend running Stormcaller Middle Tree. And just two more things to talk about real quick. The ball lightning. This needs to be buffed in the first place. Bungie, please buff it. But don't sleep on it either. This thing will come in handy. Throwing this around corners, it does a vertical, perpendicular bolt of lightning, as it says. So you can throw it over something, and you may not hit them directly, but the ball lightning will do a vertical hit, and it will go vertically downwards, and it could hit something for about 70 damage. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but it's about 70 damage. And so that's pretty good. That's pretty strong. You know what I mean? That primes them up a bit. That gets you pretty much in a position to, hit them with like about a burst and a half of crimson. Or if you want to run the 120, which is also something I do. I love running a 120. This is like my favorite one I have. Quick draw snapshot, ricochet. You know what I mean? Next time Iron Band is around, guys, go farm one. It's really easy to get. They're basically handing things out for free. Get yourself one, all right? Maybe you might get lucky, get one like this. I love quick draw snapshot. 120 is already slowed him to begin with, so you get one something like this, you're gonna be snappy. It's gonna be great. But yeah, overall that's just gonna conclude this video. Yeah, if you guys want more videos like this about loadouts and about what I like to use and what I think works in this current climate, sorry, of trials and competitive play, let me know. I'll make more of these. I'm happy. This is my first video. Excuse me rambling and going all over the place. I'm obviously learning. Thank you anyways, and peace.